Okay, everybody, welcome to another video of Python programming. Continuing from the previous video where we just discussed about control structures or control flows, and we just introduced the three types of control flows. We are just going to discuss about selection control structures in depth in this video. Okay, so in selection control structures, we just give a condition to the computer or to Python, and just based on that we will just tell it to perform some task or does do not perform those tasks. Okay, so selection is a control structure where a program makes a decision based on a condition. If the condition is true, one path runs. If it is false, an alternative path runs. Okay, and yeah, here we have to just know that giving the condition to or just using the condition inside the selection control structures, they always have to evaluate to a boolean value. It means they have to be true or false. Okay, and yeah, inside that, first we are just going to talk about the standalone if. Okay, just simply having an if there, and simply it is like this: if this condition is true, then do this something else. Okay, um, and just working on the syntax, simple here we will have an if, then yeah, we will just simply have a condition here. Okay, just condition can be anything, then we just put a colon there, and simply in with enter we have just a 4 spaces or one tab. Okay, in indentation that defines the block of this if. Okay, so in Python, blocks are defined by indentation. That is it. Okay, so here for example, yeah, I'll just say that age is equal to 18, or just let's take it from the user. Okay, so int input, and simply we will write there enter your age or how old are you. Okay, and based on this, for example, yeah, we will say if, and here we will just give a condition: if age is larger or equal then, okay, 18, then we can just simply tell this person to just, you can do anything. Okay, here I'll just simply have one line: print, for example, what? Print you can vote. Okay, as we just used it in the previous video as well. So now if we just simply run this, we will just have that output. So yeah, enter your age is 16. So simple, it will just not run anything. Okay, in a standalone if, simply we have a condition and we have just a block of code that if that condition is true, this will run. Otherwise, yeah, we will just simply continue to the rest of the program. Okay, so here simply having another print now yeah, rest of the program. Okay, rest of the program, so this will run. But if the condition is true, just let's run it again, this time again 15. Okay, so as you can see, this line did not run and we just went to the rest of the program. Okay, otherwise, just if I run it again and I just entered here 19, okay, and I just run that, yeah, in the output we have you can vote. Okay, which is just the block of if. Then we have just gone to the rest of the program, so we can have that overall in depth here. Okay, then after that, the next thing that here we have, that is if else statement. Okay, if this condition is true, do this, else do something else. Okay, so here completing the same program, okay, we will just say that yeah, age is equal to int input enter your age, and simple here we will have if age is smaller than 18. Okay, we can just do that. For example, print you are too young to vote. Okay, so simply you cannot vote there. And else, just hit one backspace there. Okay, else, in front of else we do not need to write any condition. Okay, it will run if this condition is false. So again, just enter, we will just have print, and here yeah, you are allowed to vote. Okay, so that is if and else. Okay, in front of if we have a condition, in front of else we do not just put any condition. Okay, simple, if the condition is false, then this will happen. Then yeah, we can have just the rest of the program, print, and the rest of the code. Okay, the rest of the program, whatever that is. Okay, it can work. So if age is smaller than 18, you are too young, otherwise just yeah. So if I just run this now, check here. Okay, if I just put 17, so this condition is true, so the if block will run, and after that else will be ignored, and we will just go to the rest of the program. Okay, so we have gotten the rest of the program. And if I just simply enter something like 19 or just 21 or just anything here, see, the condition is false, so print itself is just ignored, and or simply the block of if is ignored, and yeah, we have just gotten to else, and else runs. Okay, after yeah, you are allowed to vote is just executed, then yeah, we have just gone to the rest of the program. Okay, so that is it. Okay, then yeah, in the last one we have gotten elif. Okay, we are just having a chain of conditions. Okay, this one we will just work a little bit in depth, as it will be a practice for the other codes as well. But simply here we've gotten just many conditions. Okay, and just think about a program like this. Okay, enter your score. Okay, or if your score now, okay, if your score is higher than 80, you are grade A. If it is higher than 60, then you are grade B, otherwise you're just grade C. Okay, or we can just have many. Okay, higher than 90, just let me just try to give it. Okay, I'll just say that yeah, if score is larger than 90, then it has to just be A. Okay, otherwise, for example, if score is larger than 80, between 80 and 90, okay, then it is grade B. Okay, then we can just have score is higher than 70, so it should be C. Okay, it should just give us C. Then if score is okay, if score is larger than 60, it means between 60 and 70, then it should be D. Otherwise, yeah, it should just be fail. Okay, simply else, it means if none of the conditions were true, then yeah, we should have fail. Okay, so here we've gotten just a chain of conditions. Coding this, simply here again, just I'll write score, if is score int or just float. Okay, enter your score. Okay, then yeah, simply we will just give the code. So here I can just write something like this. Okay, if score is larger or equal than 90. Okay, remember that. Okay, you have to be careful about this larger and larger equal to. Here just simply a 90 itself is also A, so we have to just use equal. Okay, if 90 is B, then yeah, we should not use equal there. Okay, simple A. Okay, or grade A. Then elif, that is else if, it means if this condition was false, go to the next one. Okay, if score is larger or equal to 80, okay, print B. So remember this here. Okay, if this condition is true, the block of if will just run, and the rest of elifs will be ignored. It means just in if and elif and else, okay, only one of them will run. The first condition that is true will be executed, and after that simply the rest of that will be ignored. Okay, so elif score is larger or equal to 70, for example. Yeah, here we can write print and C. Okay, then elif score is larger equal to 60. Okay, print D. Okay, here we have got an else. Okay, in front of else again we do not have to write any other thing. Okay, any condition. Simply if none of the conditions before else were true, then else will run. Okay, so we have gotten that. So simply here I'll just write print, and yeah, unfortunately you are fail if that is true. So that is just the if, elif, and else situation. Okay, if I just simply run it now, yeah, sorry, before that I have to just comment out the first one. Okay, now just let's, what happened here, score int and just, yeah, sorry, here I have to have input. Okay, that is just kind of the mistake here we have gotten. That is just good that it happened. You should just be able to see that, yeah, mistakes happen. Okay, so we have gotten yeah, interior score, and here for example I'll write that 78. Okay, and 78 according to our, so that is larger than 70, it should be C. Yeah, so see, the first condition, the second condition were false, so they did not happen. The third condition was true, so the block of the third condition executed, and the rest of it was ignored. Okay, even it was not checked. So we can just say another thing, yeah, interior score. Then for example I'll just write 97, so that is just A. Okay, or if I just run it, and yeah, what is your score, 54, then that is just kind of fail. Okay, so that is just the if, elif, else condition. Just simply, you have to just remember one thing, and you should be careful about. If the conditions are related to each other, okay, if just one of them were true, the rest of them should not run, then yeah, we will use if, elif, and else. Okay, but in some situations, if you have gotten some conditions that are not related to each other, okay, simply you want the first one to happen, and after that, if that was true, something should happen, then yeah, if that is true or false, this the other thing you want to happen. So that is just two different ifs. Okay, for example, see, again, if I just uncomment this score, okay, so here I'll say that, yeah, if score is larger or equal than 60, then yeah, print successful. Okay, or passed. Okay, passed. Then see, I'll just write another if here. Okay, if score is, for example, yeah, greater equal than 90, then yeah, we have to just kind of print A. We can have just that much, or we can just have another if, elif, or if elif things. Okay, if, elif, else. Okay, we can have, but the thing is, these two blocks here, they are completely separate from each other. Okay, they are independent. It does not kind of affect the second one if the first one is true or false. Okay, anyhow, the second condition will be executed. Okay, let me just print one rest of code here. Okay, so that will be executed. So see here, for example, I'll just write 98, and yeah, passed and A, both of them just happened. Okay, both of them were checked. That was also checked, and this was also checked. Okay, then yeah, after that, yeah, we just went to the rest of the program. Let's just do another thing. Let me just copy the whole code from here. Okay, Control C, and just simply put it here, and just let me uncomment it. Okay, Control // so see here, I'll just, for example, enter 76. Okay, and 76, yeah, that is passed, and after that C. Okay, so independent if blocks or if conditions also we can have. That's it for this video. Wish you all the best. Okay, practice a lot, and do not forget to like and subscribe our channel to just get notified for our next videos. Wish you all the best. Good luck and goodbye.